This is not noise. This is not rumor. This is serious political analysis that directly affects Nigeria. If you care about justice, if you care about power, and if you care about what happens next to Nnamdi Kanu, then you need to listen carefully to the end. Welcome to Amira African Tales, where we break down Nigerian and African politics clearly, calmly, and without emotion. Before we go deeper, please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss important updates like this. Now, let's begin. Something important has happened quietly in Nigeria's political space, and many people are missing its real meaning. Former Abia State Governor and current Senator, Orji Uzor Kalu, has reportedly met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. On the surface, this looks simple. A politician meeting the president. A discussion about a sensitive national issue. Nothing unusual. But in Nigerian politics, nothing important happens without meaning. And this meeting carries weight. For years, Nnamdi Kanu's case has remained one of the most divisive and emotionally charged issues in Nigeria. It has split opinions across ethnic, political, and regional lines. Governments have come and gone, yet the case remains unresolved. Now, suddenly, Orji Uzor Kalu is walking into Aso Rock to discuss it directly with the president. That alone tells us something has shifted. Let's first understand who Orji Uzor Kalu is in this context. Kalu is not an activist. He is not a protester. He is not part of IPOB. He is a mainstream power politician, deeply connected to the Nigerian political elite, with long-standing relationships across party lines. When someone like Kalu speaks on Kanu's case, it is not emotion, it is calculation. Which raises the first serious question Nigerians should ask. Why now? Why is this conversation happening at this moment? The timing is not accidental. Nigeria is facing growing international attention over human rights issues. The Kanu case has repeatedly come up in global discussions, legal circles, and diplomatic conversations. Pressure may not always be loud, but it is persistent. At the same time, the southeast remains politically tense. The region feels marginalized, politically distant, and increasingly frustrated. Any government that ignores this reality does so at its own risk. Tinubu's administration understands power. And power understands when silence stops working. That is where this meeting becomes important. Kalu meeting Tinubu is not necessarily about freeing Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow. It is about managing consequences. Because unresolved political issues don't disappear. They accumulate. Now let's talk about Tinubu. President Tinubu is not new to political bargaining. He understands backroom negotiations, strategic silence, and controlled concessions. His strength has always been knowing when to talk and when not to. So if this issue has reached the point where trusted political actors are bringing it directly to him, then it means the problem has grown beyond media headlines. It has entered the realm of risk management. One thing must be made clear. No Nigerian president wants to be remembered internationally as the one who ignored due process concerns in a high-profile case. That is not a legacy anyone wants. Now, what exactly could Orji Uzor Kalu be saying behind closed doors? He is likely not demanding. He is likely advising. Advising that the continued detention and life imprisonment of Nnamdi Kanu has become a political liability, not just a security issue. Advising that dialogue may now cost less than continued silence. Advising that the Southeast cannot remain politically frozen forever. And this is where many people misunderstand what power conversations look like. Power does not announce itself loudly. Power whispers first. This meeting is a whisper. Now, let's address something important. This does not automatically mean Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Anyone promising that is misleading people. Nigerian politics does not work that way. But it does mean the issue has moved from avoidance to consideration. And that alone is progress. For years, discussions around Kanu were dismissed as emotional blackmail or security threats. Now, it is being framed as a political and legal problem that must be managed carefully. That is a shift. Another angle Nigerians must pay attention to is who is not speaking publicly. Notice how the presidency has not rushed to deny this meeting. Notice how there has been no aggressive pushback. Silence at this level is often deliberate. When government wants to shut down speculation, it does so quickly. When it stays quiet, it is often because discussions are ongoing. Now let's talk about expectations. Many Nigerians are tired. Tired of promises. Tired of meetings that lead nowhere. So skepticism is understandable. But history shows that most political resolutions start exactly like this: quiet meetings, indirect discussions, and controlled leaks. No major decision begins with a press conference. The bigger issue is what happens next. Will there be legal review? Will there be a political solution disguised as a legal process? Will there be a prolonged delay to manage reactions? These are the real questions. One thing is clear: the government is aware that the Kanu issue cannot be ignored indefinitely. And Orji Uzor Kalu's involvement signals an attempt to lower political tension, not inflame it. Now, let's be honest. There are people who benefit from this issue remaining unresolved. There are people who profit politically from anger. There are people who thrive on perpetual conflict. But governance is not activism. Governance is about stability. And stability requires difficult conversations. This meeting suggests those conversations may finally be happening. But Nigerians must remain realistic. This is not about emotion. It is not about who shouts loudest. It is about power calculations. Tinubu will act only when he believes the cost of inaction is higher than the cost of action. And that calculation may be changing. If nothing else, this meeting confirms one thing: the Nnamdi Kanu issue is no longer being treated as a fringe problem. It has entered the center of political discussion. And once an issue reaches that stage, it rarely goes back into silence. So Nigerians, let me ask you directly: do you believe this meeting will lead to real action, or is it just another political conversation that will quietly fade away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think.